Well, hello there. This is William Danny from dantech.net and also from williamdanny.com. You guys know me. Today I'm here to talk about a new website that I've partnered with my young niece to begin, and the website is called Life of Kaya. You can find it at lifeofkaya.com. That's LIFEOFKAIYA.com. The idea behind this website is to focus on the glamour industry. Specifically, we're looking at hairstyles, well, really the hairstyling industry as well as the makeup industry. And what sets this website apart from others is that we want to take the opportunity to dive into the industry itself and focus on some things that, well, actually focus on a few things that aren't captured from other websites and from other articles or magazines that you might read. We want to begin to talk to some of the artists, the makeup artists and hairstylists that work in the background of things, that work on the movie sets and on television shows that we are all familiar with. But we may overlook some of the people that work in the background and at the grassroots levels of these shows to actually make them pop. The people that actually do the hair and do the makeup, the people who don't really get a lot of fanfare. We wanted to make this website about them and also create an opportunity to learn and to share what we learn with visitors of the site and folks that decide to listen to the podcast. So we were able to conduct our first interview, our first official interview, that is, with a young makeup and hairstylist out of New York, New York. Her name is Raina Williams, and she is phenomenal. She had a lot of good insight to offer, some good information, and we want to bring that podcast to you now. So please enjoy. Raina Williams. So we know that you are a phenomenal hairstylist. I want to know, how did you get started doing makeup?
Um, I was living in Mississippi, and I was just like kind of getting bored with, like, I like hair, but I was getting a little bored with it, and I was like, I need an extra skill. So sometimes I would be on set. I would help out with a magazine that was a digital magazine out in Mississippi called Denim Magazine, and the photographer for that magazine, his name is Will Sterling. So sometimes I would go up there, and I would just be around like different makeup artists, and I'm just like, I really like the artistry behind it, how people kind of like, transform. So that's basically being around other makeup artists, and the photography on top of that is what inspired me. So that's why I started doing it. And I was like, I could pull in extra income, but I wasn't even thinking about the money at first. I was just thinking an added skill, since I already know how to paint. I was like, makeup shouldn't be a hard thing. So it was basically the photography and being around makeup artists that inspired me to go into doing makeup outside of here.
Now, of course, you've progressed, and now you are a sought after makeup artist as well as a hairstylist, and as well as a budding YouTuber, I might add. But I am aware of your specific views on YouTube and social media as it relates to the glamour industry, and I know we're going to talk about that a bit later. But I wanted to ask you, what type of workshops have you worked with or created in the past, and are you thinking about creating workshops in the future?
My first workshop that I ever did was with the people down there in Mississippi in Denim. I did a model makeup class, a model 101, like a go-see makeup class. That was where, even though models are supposed to go barefaced, you still supposed to put a little bit of makeup on, but you can make it look natural. So I taught them the skincare first, and then I taught them like how to apply their foundation, which is their core complexion, to make themselves look, vibrant but still look natural, where a person doesn't really think they have makeup on. So, and then I volunteered my services for ACS. for
Okay.
the holidays, not this holiday, but I went in there with a team of hairstylists and makeup artists. I was on makeup, and the rest of the girls, they were doing hair, and one guy, and we went in there and we taught the girls hygiene, and we gave them makeovers, mini makeovers, because they didn't have anybody to teach them that kind of stuff. But in the future, like this upcoming year, I'm definitely going to start workshops with like basic makeup classes and that type of stuff.
That's very cool.
Right.
What are some of your essential tools for products? Something
products?
that you personally might not want to leave the house without. It has to be in your bag.
As far as makeup, my MAC Ruby Woo lipstick, I have to have that in my bag. Also,
all right, so I gotta ask you a question. I'm gonna go off script here for a minute. This question is not written down, but I gotta ask because you're inside the industry. So, in the last couple of years, right, or maybe even in the last year, have you seen a big shift with black people, particularly or black women going natural? Is that something that really happens, or is it more a media thing?
It's actually a thing because I noticed that, like, before I moved back up here, I lived in a small town in Oak Grove in Mississippi. I shaved all my hair off, and of course people be like, they make fun or whatever, but they make fun and they follow, okay? So I noticed that, of course, because I was in college at the time, of course the college campuses, black women just started going natural, like just reclaiming, their own definition of what beauty is. It's definitely not a media thing. I think that it's still pretty much balanced. I think that black women still exercise their options if they want to be relaxed, if they want to be silk pressed, if they want braids, if they want weaves. So I still think it's pretty much balanced, but I do see the impact that the decision to go natural has made on the beauty industry as far as marketing products and the type of models that they use to market those products. So yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely a thing. It's not I won't necessarily, I think at first it might have been a fad, especially for somebody like me that's been natural since Lauryn Hill. Like, that's like 90s. That was, she was an inspiration. Yeah. So, and I'm from New York City. So, that's not a fad here. That's just, people just do what they feel like here. But I definitely say it has freaked the nation. So, yeah, that's the thing.
Okay.
Raina, you created a project and a business called the Glamour Box. I personally love the idea behind the Glamour Box. Can you talk to us about how the Glamour Box was started and what's going on with it now?
Okay, well, the Glamour Box was an idea that popped up in my head. At first, it was a blog. It started off as a blog, and it was just I went back natural again. Since high school, because like I've been natural like for the majority of my life, but I went back natural, and I just wanted to share knowledge, not solely as a blogger, YouTuber, but being that I'm licensed, I can also incorporate the knowledge from that into the Glamour Box. So the Glamour Box is just like everything glamorous, but it has to do with self-care, and being that I was a wife and a mom, and basically it was to help women that are mothers too, to make them feel like they can be glamorous also by my example. You understand what I'm saying?
I like
that.
That
you just you just didn't have to like throw everything to the side and be like, oh, I'm a mom and I'm a wife. Like, you still have to keep yourself up. And self-care is actually, if you don't take care of yourself properly, how are you going to take care of other people properly? You should never neglect yourself as a woman, even though you had these other titles. So that's where that came from.
I like that. I love that, man.
Thank you. And then it turned into me freelancing, and that's what I became known as, the Glamour Box. Like, everything was geared towards that, and it just became a part of my freelance in hair and makeup services from the blog. And the blog, it really like caught a lot of speed from, it got noticed, is what I should say, online. So yeah, that was the inspiration. Mm-hmm.
Being an entrepreneur, did you find that especially challenging, coming or working in the hairstylist and makeup industry? Did you find that did you find it difficult rather to grasp the whole entrepreneur thing? Did that come second after makeup, or did it kind of come naturally to you?
As a hairstylist, you're thrust into that because you have to build your clientele from the time you get your certificate, or even before then. It's like if you're not a natural entrepreneur, you should not get in this industry. If you're not a natural born, and I mean, I hate to say it like this because I don't really talk this way, but if you don't have that hustle heart, you don't need to be in it, because it's not even about the competition, because you're not even thinking about competition. You're thinking like, dang, I have to pay my bills. Dang, I have children to feed. If you're not consistent in building a clientele and really finding somewhere to build it, then you're going to fail. Okay. And I know that from experience. Me just moving and having to leave a clientele and having to move back. It comes with it. It's not about if you're ready for it or not. That's just that comes with the territory, because this is mostly a commission-based industry. If you're not working, you're not making any money. Yes, they do have salons, they pay salary and all that, but those are like up and coming things. But then it's like, sometimes it's like, do you really even want to do that if you're doing a wig that costs $300 and you're not even making that $300? I recommend actually, while you're in school, to apprentice. I had a baby, and in the daytime I was home with him, and I went to school in the evening time. So I went beauty school in the evening time. So while some days I was going to apprentice at Salt and Pepper. She had a salon in Valley Stream here in New York, and I used to apprentice there. I actually used to get my hair done there. And her hairstylist, Raina, it was my mentor. So before I got out of school, I already knew how to do like a lot of salon type hair, because you're not going to learn that in beauty school. And it's good to kind of build your clientele along the way while you're in school. Okay. If you just want to go out there and run a booth, or you want to go out there and do the percentage thing, I recommend the commission in a busy salon, or I even recommend an hourly salon where they have a lot of blow bars that's pulling up. It'll just help you get used to the salon life. It's not a lot of money, but it's a good start. Some people already have entrepreneurial spirits where they're already great hairstylists. They just need to go to school so they can get their license. I saw girls that was already bomb hairstylists, and they needed their hair license in order to work in certain establishments. You have to get your cosmetology license. You never know when the state is going to come in there. And then you have this is different avenues. Like, I do set work. I've done commercials for Adidas where it's simple, basic hairstyling, like basic ponytail, basic curls, basic a basic makeup where it just looks natural, like the person doesn't really have makeup on, but for camera you have to wear makeup. I just really say get a good mentor. Even with me now, I still have people that I look up to. And I'm surprised. I don't know. I feel people who look up to me, they send me emails and stuff all the time. And I have a couple of girls that do want to work with me and have worked with me, side by side. It's just good to work under somebody. Even me, I still like to work along the side of somebody. So I say figure out what you want to do before you even go to beauty school. Because I know of girls that have gone to beauty school, come out, and end up not even doing what they went to school for. They end up being flight attendants and that type of stuff. So it's like, you think that beauty school dropout from Greece is a joke? It's real. It's a real song. It's a real life situation, So, yeah.
That's wild, man. Well, let me ask you, what are your thoughts on social media, and how do you think social media has affected and continues to affect your industry?
You just have to find out what your niche is, and I think that social media is a good way to do that, but I also feel like you have to find your voice. My voice is totally different than the next person's voice. I'm a very direct person, and people are drawn to me because of it, or they don't like me because of it. And I can't think about the people that don't like me. I don't think about the people that drawn to that and it excites them. I'm not going to be who I am and still be professional, you know, in my approach to things. But I like to let people know that I'm a real person. I'm not just like this beat face, hair done, nails done all the time, taking pretty pictures, and I'm not a real person with real feelings behind the camera. That's my niche. Somebody else's niche is to be the sexy makeup artist that always has her boobs out, and that's her niche, and I'm not going to knock her. It works for her. She has her audience. You just have to find your audience.
I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How much do you think social media has an effect on the business of makeup and hair?
Oh, it has negatively impacted it and positively impacted it. I'm going to see it has. Because, for instance, I have a license. There's so many unlicensed people out there. And when somebody, I don't work in a salon right at the present moment. I'm a freelancer. But when I was working in a salon, and plenty of my friends tell me this, that you know, it's like people want things so cheap now because it has brought the value down, and people are saying, oh, because so many people are doing it. I don't think there's always been a lot of hairstylists, a lot of barbers, a lot of nail techs, a lot of hairstylists, and a lot of makeup artists. There always has been that. It's not that. It's that people are doing anything to one you up. So if you're charging $125 for a face, they're going to charge $75. They're going to cut you down, or they're going to charge $50. And that's the same thing even with photographers. Photographers are complaining about the same thing. It's like you notice the difference between somebody's work that actually charges than your cousin that's doing it. It's a difference. YouTube has definitely made people feel like they are better, has made them feel like they have a voice, but they also give out a lot of wrong information. So that's why I'm saying it's negatively affecting us. The licensed people. And people are looking at glitziness and glamour stuff. You're looking at glitz and glamour, but the hair care has gone down, the skin care, because everything is just covered up. And people are, like I said, I have a friend that's not even licensed, and she has the bomb YouTube channel. Like, she was a designer first, and then, you know, like, she's not licensed. So I think that it's a good thing for her, but it's a negative impact on the licensed individuals on a whole. So I think, but the positive side of it is people are discovering the artistry behind it, and having an appreciation for it. And it's like a form of entertainment also. And people are discovering that maybe that might be their calling, whereas before, you know, maybe their family probably wasn't supportive of it, but now they can see you can make $100,000 a year doing it and more. I know plenty of hairstylists that was pulling in $8,000 a week. For real.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's definitely a plus and a negative for it. Okay.
Raina, before the interview, I did some research, and I found out that there were unions in the glamour industry, which surprised me because I really had no clue that there were industries, that the glamour industry or the industry of hairstyling and makeup artistry actually had unions. Can you talk to us about those unions, what they do, what they facilitate, and what are the benefits of being a part of a union as opposed to not being affiliated with a union?
I can't really speak on it all the way because people gathering information from it. But I know if you want to do certain jobs, as far as like me, I always wanted to work on like Good Morning America, um, stuff like that. You have to be in a union.
Okay.
Yeah. So even for certain movies and stuff like that, like motion pictures, you have to be in a union, and the union, it doesn't even cross over. So if I'm in a union here in New York and I want to go to California, I have to get in that union. It's a lot. It's not like it's something I can't necessarily say I recommend it or don't recommend it. It's just based on what you want to do. If you want to work with the big bucks on feature films and that type of stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
these, you know, major networks, TV networks, then yes, by all means do it.
I find it very interesting. Again, I never knew anything about unions within the glamour industry. I never thought about it, and I find that again fascinating that these unions exist and how they function, how they work. And as we wind down, let me ask you this question: if you had the opportunity and giving or awarded the chance to work with anybody, who would it be?
I worked with so many people already. Let me see. Um, who would I want to touch? Honestly, Rihanna.
Okay.
Yeah, I love her. I think she's uniquely beautiful. Yeah, I would love to. She's a beautiful canvas for her.
Okay. I like that.
Raina Williams, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. And I also want to thank you, the viewers and listeners of this broadcast. We look forward to creating more content for you to enjoy. Thank you.